very successful. Professor Chinedu was on the call. I don't know if she's still there. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Kalu himself did not hesitate to join us. Dr. Charity will be with us on Saturday. She did not hesitate to join us. Mrs. Fumi Oni will be joining us tomorrow. And even Mrs. Martha Jesuleke will also be joining us. Everyone that, I think I have this special grace on me that when I just talk to people, I just receive favor. Now to Mrs. Ramat Ebella Ellis. Thank you so much. She's it's like I have new friends, She's my newly found friend. She's a coach. She's based in Accra, and she's doing a lot in the financial literacy and financial freedom fight also in Accra. I'm just going to read her profile. She was kind enough to give us 15 minutes of her time and read her profile quickly. Thank you so much, madam, for joining us.
Thank you.
Ebella, she's a banking executive. She's based in Accra, Ghana. She has years of experience ranging from banking and finance to entrepreneurship. She has used her knowledge and wealth of experience to establish her personal brand as a business entrepreneurship and finance thought leader. Ramat is the founder of an NGO called Girls with Purpose Foundation, which mentors and supports young girls to find purpose in life, stand out, and succeed. She will this evening be helping us understand business and entrepreneurship for wealth creation. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you for your kind support to this event. I will stop sharing this slides now and put yours up right away.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Bimbo. All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you. We can hear you loud and clear. Just want to make
All right.
Yeah.
All right, sure. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm excited to be here. Greetings from Accra, Ghana. Okay, so sure.
We're not going to argue about Accra jollof rice and Nigerian jollof rice today.
Sure. All right, so I'm excited to be here. Anything about financial literacy, I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate because, everyone knows that when we are talking about Africa, it's poverty, we don't have money. And I think that we all need to rally and champion towards supporting any project that looks forward to educating the youth in financial management, okay? Sure, so I believe that if financial literacy is championed, people are going to know how to generate money. And now when you have money at hand, you need to manage that money effectively. And after the management, what do you do? Probably you have excesses, you have to look at investment. So I believe that if our finances are properly managed, there will be a time that people will not say that we are poor in Africa, because we will have enough money to live the lifestyle we want to, or to achieve our dreams or whatever we want in the future. So financial literacy is key for me. Now, we are going to look at understanding business and entrepreneurship for creating wealth. So when you talk about finances, it's about money. So someone might ask, how do you generate that money? As I always say, when you look at finances, you look at money, you should look at how you can generate the money, how you effectively manage the money, and how you save or invest the money, okay? So we are going to look at understanding business and entrepreneurship for wealth creation. We need to generate wealth. We need to build wealth. We need to generate income. And entrepreneurship or having a business is key, because in areas of investment, you can talk about savings, stock market, real estate. Setting up a business is also another area to build wealth. All right, so what is wealth creation? Wealth creation is simply about accumulating assets. Asset is anything that generates money for you. So especially those that generate income over time. So simply put, it is putting money to work now in preparation for your financial future. The wealth creation process will be most effective if started early. So I thank Coach Bimbo that we are doing now, and I love the target audience that we are looking at, the teens and young adults. So it's important that we start building wealth. We start looking at areas that will help us generate income early. It's also important that we teach the teens and youth how to invest and save. So anything regarding finances, I don't believe that in this modern day world, anybody will say that you need to be 18 and over, you need to be 33, 35 and over to start making money. No, we need to do that early, because in order to build wealth for a longer period of time, you need time. We need to look at the long term. And when you start early, obviously the results will be different from when you have invested or saved for a shorter period of time. So the wealth creation process will be most effective if started early. So starting investment during the early stages of life will give a head start for achieving your financial goals. It also helps in generating higher growth in the long term. This is due to the power of compounding. I mentioned compounding because when you look at areas of generating income, probably investing and saving, you don't look at it for a shorter period. So if you are starting today, maybe you have some 1,000 naira. No, can I say 100,000 naira? I don't know your currency too well, but I can use dollars so we can all have a common, view of it. So probably you're having like, let's say $5,000, $2,000 to invest. So probably after the first 3 months, your interest on it was say $500. I'm not looking at you taking out that $500, but rather adding up to your initial capital of starting the investment and growing it over a long period of time. So we shouldn't look at investing money and anytime maturity is up, we are going for our interest to spend. We should also build a culture of compounding that interest. Having wealth doesn't just provide you with money to buy stuff. It provides you with the freedom and control over your life. It is often said that the 3 main sources of wealth creation are the stock market, real estate, and entrepreneurship. And today, I'm looking at the entrepreneurship way of creating wealth. So let's go to how can I create wealth for yourself or your family. So I'm talking about wealth. I'm sure somebody will ask, how do you create wealth? So you can create wealth by investing in the stock market. You can create wealth by investing in real estate, that is properties, building, lands. You can also create wealth by building a business and passing on that business. So I didn't explain the others into detail because we are time limited, but my main focus is on building a business or using a business as a tool in creating wealth. So much emphasis will be put on entrepreneurship or creating a business. You can also build wealth by taking advantage of life insurance. You can also invest in your child's education. So as parents, if we are okay today and we don't invest in our children's education and tomorrow they are nobody, then it means you've not achieved anything. So in building wealth, educating your kids is also key. Then also, we look at teaching our children about personal finance. So teens, sisters, audience, I think that I will encourage you, if you don't have it, probably you talk to your parents, your guardian, anybody taking care of you, to consider you in their plans. That is what your parents have for you. So as you are lucky that we are having this session today, you know that we need to start teaching ourselves in how we manage our money and generate income at an early age. So as we also build the knowledge, when it's our 10, 18 and above, when it's our 10, we are parents, we also have children. We know that we also need to pass that culture on to our children. This is not part of it, but I'll quickly mention it. So in building wealth for team, as a banker, I will say that one key area is the trust account. So if you are here, you are 10 years, 11 years, yes, you can have an account. So when we are done, you need to tell your parents to have an account for you, but that will be a trust account because you are under 18. So your parents are going to operate the account in your name until you are 18 and they hand over the account. What can they do? You see, they can gradually be depositing some monies for you towards your future. And a practical example is, if you have a trust account, probably your parents have opened a trust account for you, and every month they are able to remit, let's say, $10. I don't know the equivalent in Naira, but in Ghana city is 100. So if they are able to, transfer $10 into your account, probably having a standing order every month, by the age of 18, they might have accumulated $2,160. Okay, in Ghana city is 21,000, and I'm sure when you convert $2,000 into naira, it is quite an appreciable amount. Okay, so if all parents, if we can dedicate, even if it's not $10, at least we can afford some $5. What matters is that we make a move. Okay, that is financial discipline. At least by 18, if that child of yours might not be able to quickly fall lucky within the people that might get job, and you can, gladly hand over the account to your child to start something for him or herself on her own. It is better than not making any effort towards your children's future, and he's done with school, probably there are no jobs, the person has potential, now he could do graphic design, they could do makeup, they could do other stuff, and they don't even have the startup capital. So I'm saying that let's push our parents, okay, let's have the mindset to have an account for ourselves. If probably you cannot have it now, and at the age 18 years, you can have it for yourself, is better. Then you can make gradual savings towards it. So these are areas you can look at to create wealth. However, my emphasis will be on point 3, building a business and passing it down to generations. Okay, so in building a business, anyone that builds a business on his own is, called an entrepreneur. So who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who creates.
Coach, let me just do a test. Just bear with me, please. Pastor Nee, is it at my end or the volume? I'm just testing with other panelists because it may be my laptop. Is she loud enough, please?
I can hear her clear.
Okay. Thank you, Edison. Thank you. Okay, madam, thank you very much. I wanted to be sure if it's the volume is okay. Yeah.
Sure. All right. So who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who creates and grows a business through their creative ideas. Okay. So we know that when starting a business, you look at what is lacking, what people actually need, and you make that provision. It should also be based on your passion, something that you are passionate about. What makes it you have the passion for that idea or business, it keeps you on your toe. So entrepreneurs play key roles besides generating income as they grow their businesses. An entrepreneur identifies a commercial need in their community, crafts a business idea, and takes the lead role to start their business. Now, so let's look at these few things. So what are the 8 ways to create value? So someone might ask, how do I start a business? So let's discuss together the areas you can look at to help you start a business, because entrepreneurship is basically building on creative ideas, but it should meet the needs of people. So you don't create a business that nobody wants it. It should create value. Somebody should be in need of what you want to put across. So I'm saying that successful entrepreneurs focus on only what they are good at. They understand which of these 8 areas they are wired for, and where they have a natural strength. By doing what is natural to them, things are easier, okay? So that is why you need to start business based on your passion, because there will be challenges. But anything you love to do, regardless of the challenge, we believe that it still keeps you on your toe to go for more. So, when you do something that is natural to you or something that you love, work is more enjoyable and great results follows too. So we have 8 profiles on entrepreneurship, okay? So 1, the creator. So somebody, you need to look at your natural abilities. Who are you? Are you a creator? Are you able to build innovative products? So for instance, I gave an example so you could get a clearer picture. So if you take Steve Jobs, the inventor of Apple phone, Apple phones, you know how creative Apple is. You know, there are other phones. But when an iPhone comes out and is even going for $5,000, people are eager to buy because of the special features it has. So it's just an example. It shows that such a person who brought such an idea is creative, okay? So you look at your inner strength. Who are you? You would like to enroll on. Some of us are also stars, you know, like an example is Oprah Winfrey. When everybody sees Oprah Winfrey, I mean, in Nigeria, I know few like her name has kept. I mean, she's an actress, okay. So some people, when it comes up, the lady's name has kept. All right. So I mean, who are you? Some people are good at certain things, probably acting, speaking, great speeches. Okay, so you look at the profile. Do you fall under the star? Okay, are you somebody that is influential? Right. So it means that you can put something up that can actually influence people. In so doing, when you move into such areas, you shine a lot. So we have, yes, I'm sorry. So the name I was looking for was Mo Abudu. I think I admire her a lot because she has, you know, really great movies and she's influential as well.
True.
Yeah, sure, Mo Abudu, sure, that's fine. All right, so I'm looking at the profiles, right, of an entrepreneur. So now it gives us a broader picture. Then you know who you are and know where exactly you can tailor your strength towards. We also have the supporter, okay? So, I mean, someone that builds high performance team. It means that the person can be there, but the person is also able to manage teams in such a way that great concepts and ideas are passed around them. I think some time ago, when anybody wants an electrical product, they are talking about General Electric. I don't know whether you've heard before. I mean, some few years back, right? Then we also have like softwares like Microsoft, because each now and then they are upgraded. But what I'm saying is that it's not one person. So there are people who have strength of bringing people together so they can put creative ideas across. Then we also have the deal maker as an entrepreneur. So there are also people that are able to bring deals together. Okay, so we have someone like Donald Trump, because internationally most people look at him as a property, you know, investor or consultant. I mean, he's good in that area. So looking at that particular strength, at a point in time when he wanted to stand for presidency, he won because he was able to leverage on that strength of him, that is bringing deals together. Then we also have the trader. Okay, so some people are very good in buying and selling. So if you see that you have that strength, then it means that you can tailor your business focus towards that strength. We also have the accumulator, right? So when you are talking about investments, I mean, Warren Buffett is a simple name everybody mentions. Then we have the Lord, that's somebody that controls cash flow processing assets, okay? So, I mean, the person can be part of a team, they are great ideas, but he will be able to bring us out concepts that can properly sell whatever they want to put across. Then we also, the last profile is the mechanic. So the mechanic as an entrepreneur is somebody that creates an efficient and duplicates, you know, systems. So systems you could use over again. When you look at the mechanic, I can also add the Burger Kings and the rest, because they also fall under the duplication. So somebody will have a great concept where people can duplicate. In that sense, then you are looking at franchising. So these 8 areas will guide us so we can look at it and see where we actually fall and know how we can build ourselves out to put our creative ideas across. The importance of entrepreneurship. Why is entrepreneurship so important? Entrepreneurs provide new job opportunities in the short and long term. So when you are creative and you are able to put your ideas around, at least, I mean, all of us cannot be fighting for already existing blue chip jobs or government jobs. But if somebody is creative enough to put something across, definitely people can benefit by the person also hiring people to work for him or her. Entrepreneurship is the best way to move societies and economies forward. It is the vessel of creation and progress. It is progress because when there is nothing at all for you to do, you can look at your creative ideas, you can look at your strength and be able to put something across. Now, let's look at the modern day entrepreneurship. I'm saying that because of technology, we all know that technology evolves so quickly. So a business product or service can be rendered obsolete due to new technology entry. So an entrepreneur is responsible for continuous updating the technology they use in their business processes or activities. So, I mean, gone are the days, transfers, MasterCard, Visa cards were limited. Okay, that's an example. So people who are into the sales of commodities and all, think nothing should limit us because somebody could be somewhere and could effect payment to you. So if the person is busy or engaged somewhere, the business owner or the entrepreneur will not say that I'm waiting for you to pick a car or drive your car to my shop or my business to pay for what you want. No. Now they are online business. That's also technology involving. So you don't wait and stay by your brick and mortar where someone has to walk up to you. So it means that you could do advertising on the net and someone locates you through the internet, online, Instagram, Facebook, and could purchase from you. Now also there are delivery services, there are international delivery, there are local delivery services in our community. So if someone is in another country, Ghana, Kenya, UK, they can access your product. So we need to think wide because of technology, because there is DHL, there is FedEx, someone can buy from anywhere. So we need to take into consideration technology for the modern day entrepreneurship. No one really knows what the future holds for them. Hence, it is better to start planning for the future from the beginning. Okay, I normally say that is often common. I don't know how common it is in Nigeria. Okay, but sometimes in Ghana, people say that I used to know this man, I used to know this woman, she was so rich. It should be a thing of the past. Nobody should say that you were. The riches should continue. So it means that your financial plans should be in such a place that it can be carried on to generations. So as youth, as people coming up to have businesses, is a way to invest money, because when the business is growing, you are generating more money and you can pass it on. So tomorrow when you are not there, your family, anybody at all can take up the business. Hence, we are sure. So starting investment early will help in creating wealth in the long term. Short-term investment will not always create wealth. Yes, we might have the benefit of short-term investment now, but as to the future, so anything we do, we need to take into consideration the future as well. Each one of us will reach a point where we are unable to work any longer or earn an income. Planning for a safe and secure livelihood in the future is what wealth creation is all about. Who doesn't like to enjoy a relaxed retirement? I'm not sure we want to grow and see ourselves struggling. Okay, so we need to put better plans in place now. If you are running a business, you need to know the basic structures to put in place to run your business. You need to create succession is key. Some of us work with our business. So when we have meetings, probably we are not well and we cannot be present at our business close. So when you close your business close, no, we shouldn't look at running a business like that. We need to put structures that when you are not in place, the business goes on. And it's common for sole proprietorship. I'm saying that because, as a company, when you are a head of department or you are working somewhere, probably you are in a bank, you are a teller. If you don't report to work one day. The work moves on. So that's what I'm saying. So as an entrepreneur, you should look at it in such a way that when you are not available, the business moves on. The customer service culture you have in your business should not be for you alone. It should be for your workers as well. So that when you are not present at your business, your worker will also be able to sell your business for you perfectly. Okay, so setting up the right business structure is key. As we are running the business, we generate profit, okay? And we know that for the business to grow much bigger, we need to plow that profit back into our business. So majority of your profit should go back into the business to grow it. So if you've bought in goods worth, let's say, 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, you sold the goods and had 22,000 naira. What I'm saying is that you should be able to buy another goods again, not at 20,000 naira, but at 22,000 naira. So it means that you are progressing. The next time you are buying goods worth 30,000, 50,000, 100, and is going. And part of the profit after a comfortable period of time, at least part of the profits can be put into an investment. It could be savings, it could be towards real estate, because when you're able to put up a property, you rent, you earn money. Okay, sure. So we should also look at setting up a business or creating a business as a form of investment or as a form of creating wealth. Who doesn't want financial independence at this age? But how many of us can really afford it? If there is a possibility to retire just the way we dream of. The solution to all these questions is investing early to create wealth. So in all this, we are saying that it is good and it is important for us to invest early. So as I had mentioned earlier, as teens, we should worry our parents a little, what plans they have for us in future. As we are also studying, we also need to note that we need to put those plans also down for our children. So we should keep on reminding our parents the importance of trust accounts. So they can get an account for you, but they are going to run it. At least if every month a $5 or a $10, and I made an example of the $10, if every month a $10 is saved in your account for you, at 18 years, you are walking away with $2,000. So if at 18 you are done with university, probably you studied political science, anything, I mean, besides that, and you don't have a job at hand, and you are creative, okay, you can have a business. So, and in starting a business, everybody is looking at startup capital. So you don't go looking for capital, or you don't go starting your business on a debt basis, but the proper financial plans has been put in place for you. So comfortably, as parents, we can hand over that account to that child of ours. And if there is anything the person wants to do, he or she can start working on. I also talked about the business structures, because having a business is also a means of investment. And if you have that business, if you get to the point that you create a business for yourself, we should think global and we should think generational. So we shouldn't focus on having a business that the business will collapse in 2 years. No. So what culture you build for the business should be transferred available asset. Because if your business cannot move when you are not available, then it means that it's serious, or it's dangerous. So whatever you do, you need to put good successions in place. So when you are not available, your business can move on, like how the corporate world also goes. I mean, when a head is not available, there is a deputy, there is someone to take over. So as an entrepreneur, as a sole proprietor, that is how you have to look at managing your business. And when you sell and you earn that income, there is profit. You need to look at plowing back that profit into your business so that the business can grow. As the business grows, you can look at investment areas. So you need to look at paying yourself, and you also need to look at setting an account aside whereby you can put some of the profits there that will also be used to build other stuff for you. Mind you, when you start a business, when it gets to the expansion stage, probably you might need support from a bank. And I don't know how the Nigerian banks work, okay, but generally, per certain amount, the bank will be looking at security. So I'm saying this because if you are having a business or you create a business and you are not looking at investing, so my profit is 2,000, let me put, let's say, $1,800 back into the business. Let me keep this $200. As you are building that side money, you can use that side money to buy a property. You can use it to buy a land. You can also use it as cash investment. So when you get to the time that the business has to expand and you want to fall on a bank, at least you will have a security to show. Okay, so these are some of the few areas we can look at in creating wealth. We need to generate income. We can create the income through stock, real estate, savings, investments. Business is also another aspect of investment. And in business, we have to look at the proper structures of managing our business. And in modern day entrepreneurship, we shouldn't forget about technology. So we can go global, we can do business anywhere, you can sit anywhere and receive your payment. I hope that these few points will help and we are going to keep it in use. Thank you very much, and I'll be on standby for any questions.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Mrs. Ellis. Thank you so much. You have done justice to the topic of the day. I think everyone who has been a part of this event from yesterday would say very clearly and honestly that it's been good value for time. Thank you so much. I know that you had to rush from work and you had to just improvise and join us on the way. But thank you so much. There's a question, or there are questions. I have one question for you as well, but let me be nice to the aggressive ones. So yes, please help me give her a hand clap in the chat box. Yes, and I will do the physical one here because you're all muted. Yeah, thank you very much, Precious and Gary. Thank you so much. Yes, that's it. Keep it coming. Thank you so much. So we are grateful. Quick one so that we can all go and prepare for tomorrow. There's a question from John Alabi, and John Alabi, I think you'll be one of the people that I will just ask maybe to pay me privately for how much value you've gotten from this workshop, because it's been so, it's been contributing and been so interactive. He's been interacting with us so well. So yes, John Alabi says, how do you generate the mental strength needed to be an entrepreneur? How do you not give up? How do you not give up? And
Sure.
Bear with us, he's speaking from Nigeria. There's so many things that will stop an entrepreneur in Nigeria and you may want to give up. So he says, because most entrepreneurs do not break even for the first few years of doing business, and 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. How do we not give up?
Okay. Sure, John. That's a very good question. That's fine. So, John, in order not to give up, I mentioned in my presentation that you need to build a business based on your passion. So you should have love for what you do, because if you don't love what you do, when the challenges come, but if you are doing something you love, regardless, you keep on pushing on. Also, as a young entrepreneur, you take networking seriously and key. People normally ignore networking. You need to appreciate sessions like this, right? Because in sessions like this, you meet people, okay? So if it had to be an in-person, though it's not an in-person, my email, my contact is available to coach, okay? So you could get to me anytime. Probably you could say, oh, Madam Ebella was once, part of the financial literacy for the teams, the one Coach Bimbo did. This is my challenge, and why not? We'll be available. Because if you don't have the network, then you are going to pay higher for the service, okay? You might have to look for someone that will assist you. But if we create network like this, okay, I have come here. though we pass on financial literacy, we know that it is our duty to also help, and especially the youth. So if you get to me or anybody in the field, I'm not sure we will not be willing to help you. Now, you mentioned about not making profits. It's true, it's key. So one thing I would advise as an entrepreneur is to have proper records. I tell people we need history. So when you have proper records, that is when, let's say, a financier, an investor, and a bank can come in. I want to look at your records. So your records truly shows that, oh, this and this is what you do. However, these were the challenges that came along the line. So obviously, if we assist you, probably by giving you money or paying your suppliers directly, so they send you these goods to sell or whatever need you might be, definitely you are going to make it. So there will be challenges you cannot break even easily, but you should make sure that your records are there for us to see. So we know that you are in business. One other area to keep records is banking, but it's a different aspect will come there. Normally people say, but I tell someone that, you cannot go to someone to help you when the person doesn't know you. So in businesses, we have to make our mind up for the discipline. Aside records, you need to establish a business. You see, in establishing a banking relationship doesn't mean that you are giving your money to someone, but it helps you not to keep your money and to spend it. However, if you walk to that banker for an assistance, he goes into your account. I know you will ask me, what about the charges? So you can start small. As an entrepreneur, you can even start from your personal account to build that history. So please start something you have passion about, so that when there are challenges, you keep on moving because you love it and you don't want to stop. Build networks so you can build free advices. Keep your records. So if you are not making profits, at least you have history to show, and that will justify why the person should help you. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much. For everyone around the call, the link to the sessions will be up very soon, and we'll share the link with you. And please follow Coach Ebella Ellis online. Can you please help me type in the chat box here? But I think it's your name actually. It is Ebella_Ellis, right? Yes, I know it. So her Instagram handle is Ebella_Ellis. Now she talked of networking. And I thank all my partners, Pastor Niyi, Pastor Niyi, Dr. Kalu, Professor Chinedu, Dr. Charity, and Mrs. Fumioni. Every one of us that's part of this year's program is available to mentor all people, everyone who participated in the program. If you send an email, if you have something to do in Accra, and you send an email and you want help in Accra, even if it's beyond financial literacy, I tell you, Mrs. Ellis will support you, because like she said, this is good networking for all of us. I hadn't met Dr. Kalu before today, but listening to his story, I just want to, I feel like I should just take everything that he was talking about and even just continue to ask him more questions. I see room for partnership. I see him mentoring specific people, from Nigeria that will send to him. So indeed, that's buy one, get one free. You buy one, but you're getting 7 free. Even Teju Babyface, everybody that has been part of this will be available to mentor and support you down the road. And thank you, John Alabi. Your question is very, very important. Thank you, because most entrepreneurs, they have the hitch at the beginning and they want to give up. Now, there's a question that I'm trying to understand, but I think it has to do with the 8 characteristics of entrepreneurs, or the 8 classes, the possible areas that one can be an entrepreneur in. And the gentleman, Mr. Tunji Sule, says, can someone be wired in the 8 areas? What I mean by can someone be wired in the 8 areas is that can one function in the 8 areas? Can you be an entrepreneur to I think the last one was mechanic, I remember that one.
Sure. That's fine. I think so, because there are diverse people. So I'm sure we could have people who are all, who are an all-rounder. So they are very creative, they are influential as well, they are very supportive. So, then they are also able to put their deals together. They could do anything, all right. Because when I look at it, I can personally say that, okay, I can get like some 4 or 5. I'm a corporate worker, but I can sell brilliantly. I think that I'm able to, put teams together for us to achieve. So obviously, I think that almost all somebody could have. But whatever it is, there will be one or two that you might be very good at, okay? Because trying to master all, I don't know how far it will take you. But regardless, still look through and see where your strongholds are and focus more on it. In that case, there are other aspects you could delegate as well. So yes, you could have it, but in terms of going far along the line, you might have to bring people on board to support you. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think we'll just take a couple, maybe like 2-3 more questions, and then we can let you go because we know you've been at work today. Somebody says, is an entrepreneur the same as a businessman or a businesswoman?
Sure. I can say that it's the same, but it evolves, it grows, because if you say a businessman, businesswoman, definitely, you have put your ideas there. However, it needs to grow. Okay, so you start up, having your own idea, you are an entrepreneur. There are people who have personally put a brand there, like who owns a bank. So that person is an entrepreneur because it's his own idea. But you need to grow it over time, okay? That is when you are moving from the sole proprietor, then you are going to the limited liability, whereby you can sit somewhere and somebody manages it for you. So as a business person, you are working on your creative idea. That is the same as an entrepreneur. That business is solely your idea. So you are an entrepreneur. That is your creative idea.
Thank you very much, madam. I'm going to take my own question before I try to read through the questions in the chat and the question box. So many years ago, I had an argument with, in a church, with a pastor, that's, in a church, and the pastor and I were talking about young ones like we have around the call, and how they start off in life, either as entrepreneurs or as employees. Okay. The question is there can a young person graduate and say, I want to start off as an entrepreneur?
Sure. A young person, and I think that we need to have a lot of that mindset. So a young person can graduate and start as an entrepreneur, okay? Because it's just because you might have someone, okay, maybe the person had read probably biological science in school or biochemistry and is expecting to go into a company, Nestle, those big companies, to work as a biochemist, right? But he's not getting the opportunity. But that person could be, very creative in terms of makeup, or, that has that natural talent. So I'm not saying you are diverting, but you could pick something up, right? And, you move from there. You could fall on your passion to establish. I'm saying that they could have the mindset to start up as an entrepreneur. So we don't have people saying that we are done with school and we are unemployed. I think whatever it is, whatever you studied, you could create something around it. Now we have social media. So I talked about the biochemistry. I don't know too much about their dynamics, but I'm sure that they'll be looking at quality, what goes into this, what goes into that. Probably you can have a blog and it speaks about people or individuals who are going into their personal production and how they should go about the hygiene, so that when people patronize their goods, they might not. So there are diverse ways. So by the end of the day, you are looking at someone who had done biochemistry, but people are going or engaging that person in terms of, looking at the whole quality. Quality, the whole quality or the whole processes of putting up a hygienic product, probably soap making, it could be food for children, because now people are doing these things on their own. So you shouldn't graduate and say that you are still looking for that white collar job. You can graduate, job is not coming, and you can look at entrepreneurship. So we don't increase the mindset of unemployment.
Thank you very much. I wanted you to speak to that. I wanted that to come from you. I wanted you to highlight it because you had alluded to that in your presentation, that if you save up, if you begin to save up and then you already have seed capital when you come out of school to pursue your dreams. I just wanted you to re-emphasize that for people around the call who may, who may be of the belief that you have to, first of all, work for somebody before you begin to work for yourself. What you have told us today is that it is possible. You can be an entrepreneur from the beginning, but you have to pursue your passion. You have to make sure that you're well set up for it. Quickly, there's one question, and it has to do also with, the last one. It says, Madam, how can one overcome the fear of setting up a business? This fear of the unknown that comes with, starting up. It comes from, just like a follow-up to the last question, because some don't want to start because
All right. So we can, I think that the first point is the importance and relevance of why we have met here today. So that is why we are championing financial literacy at an early age. So we are knowledgeable. So if we are not there, I had mentioned that we encourage our parents to have an account for us. If we are not 18, it will be a trust account. So they are going to operate in our favor. Anything little at all can be sent there. As parents, we also need to check whether we have put that in place. So that fear, so when that is in place, right from the word go, you know that at 18, 20, mommy or daddy will hand over this, little seed for me to begin with what I want to do. But we need to overcome fear. I think that we need to build the mindset of can do and believe that we will be able to do. It goes back to my first question about networking. We need to learn, we need to open up, because when you know people, you can walk up to them. Now, everybody thinks you don't necessarily need to start business by having money. So a typical example is probably you want to sell. So maybe you like clothes, you buy clothes for yourself. So there's this one particular person you normally buy clothes for. I had that experience. Like I used to manage a customer who was selling clothes, right? So I realized that if I want to have a side business aside my corporate job, I could easily go into fashion because I won't buy it. When she brings it, she gives me a portion. I sell, pay her a money.
Sell or return.
Yeah. Sure. So when I even sell, I can deposit into my account, issue a check for her, then she withdraws her portion. When I do that, when I'm able to deposit that bulk money, it builds my turnover. Okay, so the networking is key. We can look at, you start building rapport with someone who could assist you, because everybody wants to have a branch. You could go to, hey, madam, you are doing probably the person should know you. You let the person know the wonderful business is doing. Don't you think I don't know your states. I think I know Abuja. I don't know I'm right if I say Anambra or right. So I'm in Abuja. Don't you think it would be nice to have a branch in Lagos? This is where I stay. That is my ID card. If you have time, you can follow me. You can meet my parents. You can meet my family. So you can have this branch. I can manage for you. So you sell, you pay the person. So there are ways, you can come up with to create something you might not be too afraid of.
Thank you very much, Coach. Participants, we will send a link out, and I think the conversations we've had this evening, even from the first speaker, Dr. Kalu, and what Mrs. Ellis has been teaching and speaking about this evening, you have to go and listen to them again. I am sure that she does it. Every coach or anybody who wants to improve himself or herself does. You keep going to, you want to learn more. I listen to loads of podcasts, and I pick up something, I'm exercising, I'm listening. So we all need to build up that culture because I don't think you can grab everything from, you need to go back to some of the things she's spoken about. That's the truth. I have one last question, Coach. And this is very important because, thank you very much for the way you started your presentation. You're saying one of the reasons why we're passionate about financial literacy is we want to eradicate poverty in Africa. We want to get more and more financially independent people in Africa. Now, this question is very important. This person says, must you read a business-related course, or must you be in a business-related program or class before you begin to, before entrepreneurship matters to the person. I think this question is, do I have to read entrepreneurship or business management in school to be an entrepreneur?
No. Anybody at all can be an entrepreneur. However, it's not necessarily to specialize in a business course. However, knowledge is always acquired. As we work now, whoever we are now, we are still learning to add more. So you can still start your business, but along the line, you can take basic courses, not deeper ones, those free ones, and engaging in sessions like this to broaden your knowledge. All I will say is that your stronghold as an entrepreneur is proper records keeping. So if you don't know anything about business at all, know that you file your purchases. You should have a book that records what you sell. So at the end of the day, even if you cannot do it yourself and you have to engage someone who is enlightened in the area, he looks at your sales, your cost of sales, he looks at what you have sold. He just strikes the difference and say, hey, this is your profit, so this is the path. So have proper records in place so you can hand it over to whoever wants to assist you, whether an investor or, so you file your sales, whatever you buy, your purchases, your expenses, you can indicate. When you pay bill, you have the receipt, utility bill, anything you pay, and it's possible you can have the receipt, you have it. So when you have the records around and you don't understand, anybody who is well versed in that area can help interpret it for you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry that I said 3 more, but I will just take the last 2 and then we'll be done. Okay. So this person says, I feel one of the biggest challenges I feel most young people have when it comes to entrepreneurship is connecting to the target audience. So my question is, how do we circumvent the issue of reaching out to your potential customers? Sure, I don't know if I should say the second one, or you want to take this first?
Yeah, sure. All right. Okay, sure. So it's when we're starting, we talked about the passion and who it serves, the value. So the target audience, you need to know, who you are selling to. So for instance, probably you are selling books. Maybe you want to go into the sale of books, textbooks, and you are located near a restaurant or, places where, you can't find the people. So I think that you need to look at the location. If not, and you are building an online audience, then you need to know who you are actually targeting. So know where you are actually citing your business. You are getting what I'm saying? Know where you are actually citing your business. So for instance, like as coaches is an example to make the explanation clearer for you. I know that I don't need any particular location because finance runs through. Everybody needs money, whether you are Ghanaian, Nigerian, Kenyan, you need money. So please look at your target audience and know where you can actually locate them. Then it means that right from the word go, because your target location is key. Who are your markets? Who will you easily want to reach? So probably you want to go into SME financing as a bank is an example of finance. Then you are located at a residential area. There are no market people there. So you don't need to get your target area for wrong. Then it means you're going to put up a business, nobody will access it. Unless you tell me that the dynamics of your business, the location is not important and you need to market it online. So you order, then it means you have to build a proper online presence whereby there are payment options. So they reach you purely through online, make their payments and you deliver their goods to them.
Sure. Thank you, Coach. So there's a lot of homework that needs to go into starting up. So what you just described, the person needs to do a lot of homework about location or branding or how you're going to meet your target audience online, if it is an online business. Okay, I promise you, this is the last question. And this is my Christian mind taking this question because the person put it in the chat box instead of the Q&A box. Yes. So Obina Ogini, thank you for asking this question. He or she says, Ma, please, how do we deal with the challenge of customers requesting to buy goods on credit?
Sure. All right. So Obina, it's purely based on your business operation. Okay. So if your type of operation allow credit, why not? So probably the goods you are selling, for instance, you have gone to buy clothes to sell. So the clothes, you can pick a bit few more, and the person expects that you pay back after 1 month. So today, 25th, you went for goods, and you also have a credit line with your supplier, and your supplier is expecting payment by 25th of September. In so doing, it means that you can grant somebody 1 week, worst case scenario, 2 weeks credit, because by the 2 weeks, it still falls within your time to mobilize that funds and pay. I made it 2 weeks because if you make it, somebody can take 3 weeks because you will need 4 weeks to pay back. So the 3 weeks still falls within your time limit. However, if things goes on wrong for the person, it means that you might not be able to get that funds and also pay your supplier. So you can give per credit, but you also need to know how you acquire your goods. If people give it to you on credit, that is your suppliers give it to you on credit, you look at the duration of your payback time. So if you need to pay them 2 weeks, then it means that you can consider someone up to 1 week. But if it is purely on cash basis, then you might need to do it on cash basis. However, if it's a repeated customer and you really trust that the person, will pay you back your money, why not? You can do it for the person.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Like I said, the link for the replay will be available for everyone. I want to thank you so much on behalf of the attendees. And please help me clap for her in the chat box again. Thank you so much. Thank you, madam. I know you went to work and you were chatting with me and saying, no, I have to, join you from a corner and all of that. Thank you so much. It's been a beautiful session, and I'm so grateful that you decided to partner with us. We look forward to when we would meet in person, and I know I have another friend now in Accra. Like I started from the beginning, we will love the jollof rice, the Ghanaian and the Nigerian one. We will not fight today over which one is better. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Dr. Kalu. I see that you're still online. Thank you so much. Your story is very inspiring. Pastor Nii, thank you. I know you like being behind the scene. You don't want your face to be shown, but at one point you have to show your face on this program. Tomorrow we will be having a beautiful session by Professor Chinedu, and I don't want any one of us to take this the session for granted. If you have people who are still studying for any form of certification, it doesn't have to do with you being in college or university. It may be you also working for a professional certification. Professor Chinedu and Mrs. Mata Jesuleke will be working with us tomorrow to understand academic counseling, how to prepare and pass your examinations. And then our very good friend from, she'll be speaking to us also from London tomorrow, Mrs. Fumi Oni. She'll be talking to us about how to boost your self-esteem and your confidence. You know, like Madam taught us this evening, to excel in business, you need to hold your head very high up. You can't play the ostrich. You need to be a very confident person to excel in business. So please come and join us tomorrow to learn how to boost your self-esteem and to learn the tricks about how to pass your exams. Remember to follow Coach Ebella online. She is, her Instagram handle is Ebella_Ellis. So if you see the adverts for the program, so it's you see her name. So, and then somebody did put it, Mr. John Alabi, he wants to join us as a coach, Mrs. Ellis, because he's been doing so much on the online. So maybe we'll make him Coach John Alabi. He put it there for us at a point. I put the Instagram handle of Mrs. Ellis there in the chat box. Thank you everyone for joining us, and do have a beautiful evening. I appreciate every one of the remaining 116 people. We had 157 people when at the peak. I know people complained about their devices, you know, the network and all of that, the connectivity. We'll see if we can stream to some other platform tomorrow. Pastor Nii, do you have anything to say to us? Dr. Kalu, any last minute, any last word for us?
Well, for me, just to say thanks to our various speakers. They've challenged us. They've told us things that we can do. It's now for us to go and be doers of those words. Let's start to implement them. we understand there will be challenges, but there is none of those challenges that we cannot overcome. They've also let us know where we can seek for help. Yes, let's seek for help. Let's look for mentors that can drag us up as we continue in the journey. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate all that you have been doing and the support for this program. Dr. Kalu, do you want to send us all tickets to come to London? Okay.
Thank you
okay.
so much. I really appreciate this program, and I do hope the purpose of this program will be achieved at the end of this program.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for spending your evening with us, Dr. Kalu. Thank you so much, and our regards to your family. I know it's not so easy to work and do all these things on the side. Mrs. Ellis, I feel like hugging you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Good evening.